Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
You'll know real when you get it. It'll say eBay Authenticity Guarantee, and you'll feel it. Maybe it's a head-turning handbag, a watch that says it all, jewelry that makes you look like the gem, sneakers and streetwear so fresh every step feels fly.
When it comes to style and luxury, eBay gets it. They're making sure the things that you love are checked by experts. Not just any experts, specialized experts. Real people who love this stuff. With real hands-on authentication experience.
So when you see that shiny blue checkmark that says Authenticity Guarantee, shop with confidence. Every inch, stitch, sole, and logo is verified authentic through a detailed inspection. That's how you know that eBay's got your back.
Because when you finally step into those sneakers, put on that watch, get your real gold glow up, swing that handbag over your shoulder, or step out in that streetwear, you'll realize that feeling is unlike any other.
With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you can trust that feeling of real is always in reach. Ensure your next purchase is the real deal. Visit ebay.com for terms. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Jen. Jess is going to be here in just a second. We're doing something a little bit different for our usual Friday episode. You know we love gossiping with people in the beauty industry, people in the business. Two of those people who basically know the beauty world inside and out are Nick Axelrod and Annie Crebaum, the hosts of Eyewitness Beauty Podcast. You guys, they're basically bizarro Jen and Jess. They know as much about beauty as we do. They also have a podcast. We love chatting with them, but let me give you a little bit of background in case you're not familiar. So Nick was the co-founder and editorial director of Into the Gloss. Perhaps you've heard of it? Yes, Into the Gloss that helped inspire the brand Glossier. He went on to found Necessaire. Side note, I am still obsessed with their shampoo. It is still that good. And the eucalyptus body wash. Just want to put that out there. These days, Nick is the vice president of UTA Ventures. That's an arm of the United Talent Agency. And Annie, this is how they know each other, of course. Annie also worked at Into the Gloss, went on to work at Glossier, where she rose to become the VP of brand development. After that, she founded Soft Services, which I know we've talked about on the podcast. They make that fabulous TheraPlush hand cream. Side note, for her business, they just came out with this amazing retinol body serum. And the name alone, this name is so good. Software Update. Also, it's a great body serum. So together, Nick and Annie founded Eyewitness Beauty in 2020. So that's their podcast. You can listen to that wherever you listen to your podcasts. But we wanted to bring them on basically for a group chat that's come to life. From there, we got a little crazy, and then the group chat idea turned into basically a roundtable of hot takes. We're just going to go for it and share our very opinionated takes, warning you now, on some things that we've been seeing in the beauty and wellness world. Then we're going to play a little game. Honestly, we'd be doing this with or without you guys listening, but we thought you might want to listen in. So let's head into the virtual studio. Okay, we all made it to the virtual studio. 4 people in the virtual studio is a little bit tough, so I feel like we should all introduce ourselves. I'm Jen.
I'm Jess.
I'm Annie.
I'm Nick, and we're so excited to be here. You guys are the godmother of podcasts. You guys are mother of beauty podcasts.
A mother. I'll take mother.
Yeah, because you guys set the stage and created the genre, didn't you?
Correct.
I invented podcasting. Look, I'm pulling an Al Gore over here.
Wow.
We would be nothing without you. But when you started, though, you guys were both at magazines, right?
Yeah.
And did everyone think you were crazy? I mean, was everyone like, what is this? You guys go and record something and people listen to it, but it's not radio?
It's like the radio you can listen to anytime you want.
I think our first 50 guests, we kind of had to explain, here's a podcast and here's how and they said, how do you watch it?
Or how do you watch it? And when is it on? And I remember being like, go to your phone. There's a purple thing. That's oh yeah. Oh my God, that's what that is. Okay.
And now you can watch a podcast.
Now you can. Now you kind of, now it's like kind of you have to now. So
you guys have video too. We're so excited to chat with you.
This is exciting. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's not go back to the past. Let's talk about right now. Right here, right now, with Nick and Annie of Eyewitness Beauty. Your podcast is fun because you guys just kind of shoot the breeze.
Yep, we don't prepare beforehand, I think is what you're trying to say in a very nice way.
We don't do much research.
We do minimal research. We just really shoot from the hip.
Wait, so was everybody appalled by my outline I sent around then?
Adore your outline.
It was beautiful. I would have had the worst anxiety right now going into this conversation if I didn't know exactly what I was going to say.
Where should we start? Which page? Roman numeral 1A.
Please refer to the footnotes.
I was trying to keep it loose. But yeah, the concept here was that the four of us would get together, shoot the breeze, as Jess said, but also just offer. I was calling them hot takes, but Jess is like, you're not into the word hot takes. But it's like a group chat with your favorite
I hate a hot
friends.
take, and that could be my first hot take. I can't with the hot takes anymore. No more takes.
Like the concept or having an opinion?
Both. No, the concept. Like I feel like the cycle of hot takes, it's too much.
But I do I like where we're going with this. I think not having an opinion on something is okay. And I think that's our 2024 goal, is to just be opinionless on a lot of things.
You can be neutral. You don't have to have an opinion. It's fine.
I'm going to have to walk back everything I prepared then. The wheels are spinning in my head that like I have to be totally neutral about Harry Styles, which I'm not prepared to do.
No, because if you feel opinionated about Harry Styles, that's cool. But I feel like sometimes I open my phone and I didn't even know that something was happening, but it's like, oh, we hate this. We love this. It's like everything is so intense right now.
Today we wear bows. The girls have taken over Sephora. The mob wives are coming.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the energy for it.
Well, it's like we're not even experiencing trends. We're experiencing the memification of something that may or may not be going on, but we see it on the internet, so it must be true.
Yes, it's the reaction to the thing that's the thing. It's not the thing anymore.
100%. Speaking of which, and on this outline, I'm the first hot take, so I'm going to take my liberty.
Yeah, I think I usurped your hot take. Sorry.
Okay. And I say, speaking of which, because this... We'll get into it, but Pleasing by Harry Styles, his beauty brand, has gotten a lot of flack on TikTok because he's selling $130 fragrances, which doesn't make sense for his audience. But what I want to talk about is Pleasing by Harry Styles' big lip. To me, symbolizes that the artist has left the building and that this... company is going to go belly up. It will disappear. It will be like it never existed. This will be... And
where's Harry going to be during this?
He's
so gone. He's like jet.
He's gone because here's why. And you guys are probably the only 3 people in the world that will understand and appreciate this. So Big Lip is his version of lip balm. It is in this like silver bullet, but it's kind of like an XL bullet. Like you would buy a shea butter stick in the natural food store. It has capsaicin in it, so it's supposed to also plump, hence the name Big Lip. But here's why I think that this is on autopilot. It's a push-up, a cork push-up.
Okay.
Meaning once you push it up...
How do you get it down? Yeah. Say no more.
So in order to get it down, you have to go like this.
Mush it into your lips to push, and it's got capsaicin, so you just put a whole bunch of hot pepper on your face, Nick.
Yes. This is not chapstick.
This is not pleasing.
This is not pleasing.
You're not pleased.
This is crazy. Can we agree that this is absolutely insane for like a beauty product?
No. Is Big Lip like a Harry song? Big Lip.
I don't think so.
I've seen it with like an eco-friendly cardboardy thing because they can't do the swivel with a eco-friendly way to do a swivel. But in a luxury brand with that large of a bullet, I don't know. Annie, I feel like you know componentry.
Oh, thank you. I am a componentry nerd.
I know.
I think I've seen paper tubes. I think it does have a plastic core where you would screw it up.
But anyone who cares about beauty or cares about product wouldn't create a product that you couldn't retract, like a huge, it's like an XL size lip balm stick.
All of which is to say the rest of his brand is not sustainable. It's not like positioned to be sustainable. So why did they make that decision?
Do you think you have a lab sample, Nick? What if that's the lab sample?
I hope that it's a lab sample. But here are my other data points. Okay. Right now, if you go to the Pleasing website, they're selling something called Ribbed. Ribbed, which is a collection of Skims-like basics that are ribbed, like ribbed cotton basics. There's no condom.
Like, you mean like they're missing the condom?
They're missing the wink.
Yeah.
Right? It's called Pleasing, and you're launching...
I feel like they could have a wink in the copy. I feel like they could do a campaign, like, for her pleasure, and they don't have to do an actual condom.
Really?
However, I will say... Not where's the condom, where's the marketing? Why is this the first time I'm hearing of a Harry Styles fragrance or a Harry Styles Skims?
Okay, well, guess what? It's gender neutral / for everybody or whatever.
Oh, so they're not targeting me because I'm hyperfemme?
It says, layer lounge move. Enforce signature hues that speak to our knowingly contrary point of view on essential color. I don't know what that means. Ribbed has been designed for you to define how it's worn, where it's worn, and when it's worn. Available in sizes XS through 5XL.
I love no position branding. I love where it's like, we don't stand for anything. We have no point of view.
Anyone can wear it.
Anybody can wear it. Our customer base is literally everyone on earth.
And you know what colors we like. Okay.
By not targeting anyone, we're targeting everyone.
Okay, and so like everything else fashion-wise they've made up until this point has been like merch. It said Pleasing on it, right?
Yeah.
And so this is the first thing that doesn't, and it's just like a few things of like ribbed shirts and boy shorts. And then the kicker, which I think is the part that's actually working against them actively with the consumer, is the candles and the fragrance. The fragrance is $130 for the 3 different fragrances they just came out with, which on TikTok, like all the kids were like, how can I afford this? This is an insane amount of money. Mm-hmm. And the candles are 8 ounces for $80. And I just did a little bit of back of napkin research.
Cost of goods on candles really high, though.
Fair, but it's the same fill as Le Labo. And Le Labo actually has 0.6 ounces more than the Pleasing candle, and Le Labo is $84. So it's basically, you're positioning yourself as the same price as Le Labo candles.
So, Nick, how long are you giving it?
Well, 12 months.
Wow. I wasn't thinking he'd give an answer, but...
I think that unless you hit it as a huge global superstar, it's like all, Beyonce's done a bunch of different things in the beauty space. And they've sort of, her fragrance, say Noir or whatever, we're not really going to hear about that again. Can we be honest?
It takes so much momentum. It takes so much focus to make a beauty brand work. I think the nail polish made sense for him. I thought, stick with the nail polish. I actually think a fragrance makes a lot of sense. Yeah, strong point of view. I think a fragrance, a sexy fragrance, makes sense. All this other stuff we're talking about, I'm not so sure.
It's a lack of focus.
Yeah, but I think people get excited. I think they get a big, wide vision, and they bring in a lot of people.
I have one more doomsday, and you guys are maybe going to eat me alive for this one. Hailey Bieber.
How come? Tell me more.
I think Rhode will be another blip on the highway of brands. I think that Glazed Donut got it.
Yeah.
Now where do we go? She's selling lip glosses that have like a tiny bit of color, but there's like, what is the point of view of Rhode Beauty? What am I going to that brand?
Are we going to get a hair gloss? What about a clear hair glaze? Maybe she's going to glaze everywhere on us.
Nick, do you think it's her? Do you think it's the moment? Do you think it's anything to do with her? Do you think it's the kind of cyclical, not cyclical, the kind of hot potato ADD kind of beauty moment?
Like that nothing will really exist for that long? I mean, I think that to me, there wasn't a creative point of view. And I think that's where people, I think she was leveraging her cult status as this beauty icon. Annie, you have been obsessed with her for a long time. I feel like girls there's something about her style and her look and the way she used social media really expertly leading up to the launch of Rhode, getting everyone in her closet for those interviews on YouTube. But I just think, I don't know what I'm going to that brand for. I don't know what is cultish about it.
Annie, defend your icon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hard to defend because I don't like any of her products. So it's hard to say. I mean, as you're talking, I'm like mulling this over in my mind. I think it is maybe the one influencer brand that truly does rely on its influencer to be hyper successful, and it's working. I think if you took Hailey out of the equation, it wouldn't work because the products are not good.
Yeah.
I haven't tried the pineapple cleanser. I'm kind of sad it wasn't a pineapple flavored balm.
I don't mind the lip balms. I got to give Ron Robinson some love because I love Ron. They're her cosmetic chemist. So I got to.
Okay, so we know Ron.
Yeah.
All
no,
right,
but
Ron.
they did have an issue with their wax. I remember someone saying that like it balled up when it got cold from the squeezing of the tube.
Okay. I just didn't find it very moisturizing.
Yeah, it's not your jam. This is a hot take, Nick.
Yeah, so those are my hot takes. Harry, you got 12 months.
Guess what we're doing in 12 months, guys? We're going to be back with round 2 of this so that we can see if you were right, I think.
Don't quote me on anything.
No, we're going to quote you on all of it. That's why we're doing this. Jess, you sort of gave us a teaser on your hot take.
I want these brands to succeed. I want people to keep their JOBs and thrive.
Honestly, all of this comes from a place of love. I should have prefaced that.
Okay, well, that's good, Nick. All right. So, I mean, I kind of said, I said one of my hot takes already. I kind of squeezed it in, not to cut you in line, Nick, but I just getting a little crazy with everyone having an opinion on anything before it's even come out. Nick, I feel like you've given pleasing quite a bit of time, wrote a bit of time before you've weighed in, and you have certainly have a great background to give some commentary. I feel like no one's giving anyone a minute to do anything before it's like, this sucks, canceled, this is the worst product ever.
Like people on social?
Yeah. It's
even the news cycle. I feel like our podcast is weekly, and I'm like, oh, so last week we can't talk about it. It's already over. And that feels sad to me.
Yeah, the kind of way things have been sped up right now is like a little too much.
What's like the most egregious example of that? Like, do you mean people are reviewing products without even trying them, or?
This is not a great example, but it's an example. So when this is like such a headline story, but like the TikTok teens and tweens and all that, already that's kind of old news, right? But when we had our intern Emma on, she was like, actually, this is not that big of a problem. I don't actually think that she's the spokesperson for this
you mean
news
teens
story.
Using like active skincare, right? You're talking about?
Yeah, but she was like, this is not really that much of a thing with me and my friends.
She kind of called us out. She was like, you media are making it more of a thing than it is amongst us.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So it was a little bit of a check of how superlative social podcasts, et cetera, are to put out content. And I'm not a content creator who's putting out 2, 3, 4 videos a day. I'm putting out 1 new show a week. And I still have to look for things that feel right for the show. I cannot imagine what it's like to look for 4 things to put out to gain traction and engagement a day. So you're probably scraping and you're overreacting and you're putting out stuff that I don't actually think is healthy or necessarily accurate. And people respond to it and they tell other people. And I just think it's not good.
Can I tell you the moment when I stopped believing things I read?
Tell me.
Right after college, I moved to New York. I lived in Brooklyn with my friend Tori. And we lived in what is, I think, called Boerum Hill, but it's where it's sort of the neighborhood immediately surrounding the Barclays Center. But this was 10 years before the Barclays Center. There was not even construction for the Barclays Center. And it was no man's land. There was nothing. There was one coffee store, catty corner to this building. And we'd go there every single day. And like they were open from 10 to 1 p.m. or something. And you'd have to like run to it. And I remember while living there for a year, which was miserable because there was no place to eat. There was no place to meet for drinks, except if you went into Park Slope. I remember New York Magazine came out and said the hot new neighborhood is Boerum Hill. And the photo that ran with the story was of the cafe, the only cafe in the neighborhood. And I was like, okay, this is how they do it.
It's
you know what I mean?
News.
Like that you fake it until you make it.
They will it into being.
Well, because to your point, they have a magazine they have to fill every single week with some hot new neighborhood because they have a hot new neighborhood of the week column.
Yeah.
And so even if it's just one coffee shop, all they need is a picture.
Well, beauty influencers do the same.
That's a great example. That's the perfect example. So there you go. It's like that kind of context. When I see something, it's like, okay, well, this person, they need 4 or 5 things to talk about. And they've got to hit numbers. They've got to get advertisers. It's the same thing as the magazine. So anyway, it's a little crazy making. Let's switch to Annie.
Let's hear Annie's. What do you got, Annie?
This is not really in the beauty space, but I feel like it will quickly be in the beauty space.
We'll take it. Yeah.
And that is AI. And there's been a lot of drama, actually, just in the past few days with brands using AI art in their collections. There was a brand, I'm not a customer, but it's a brand, Selkie. Are you guys familiar with this? I think they do pajamas or like silk dresses. It kind of looked like a Gen Z Hill House home type. I could be getting that totally wrong. Okay. Is Hill House the brand that does the nap dresses?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it looked like. So they did a collection of printed fabrics and sweatshirts and things like that, and all of the graphics were generated using AI. And people were in the comments saying, how can you be a founder of like a small independent brand yet not support artists and using AI? And when you could have hired someone to draw this, and they're just basically making up the brand's ideals in their own head and like telling them telling the brand it wasn't following that. And seeing the graphics. The graphics were incredibly redundant. They were basically like mid-journey Lisa Frank, if that...
Mid-journey Lisa Frank, ouch.
Like, no, I mean, I think that's probably what they typed in. Like, photorealistic Lisa Frank cat. And the thing is, especially, unfortunately, these small influencer brands are ripping each other off, ripping other brands off all the time. Realization Power, I love them to death, but like every graphic they've ever done is like a Prada ripoff.
Of course.
So... it's just, if the AI isn't doing it, then somebody's getting paid to be a human's getting paid to be a jackass on the other side to rip somebody off. And so I don't think they're stealing jobs. I don't think AI is stealing jobs from anyone in that case. And I've been curious about AI for the podcast. We have no money for our podcast, right? So we're like, should we do merch? So I started playing around, seeing if AI could make us some graphics for our merch. Absolutely not. AI can't speak English. It doesn't know. It doesn't know letters.
I did the exact same thing. Jess doesn't even know this, but we were working on our website, and I was trying to get someone to use our new headshots. I went in Midjourney, and I fed it a bunch of words, and I was trying to like get the Jess and Jen image I wanted for the homepage, and I was like, "We're done."
Oh God,
no!
Please don't tell me this stuff. I don't want to know.
Clearly, it didn't work. So
it definitely generates cool results for certain things, but if you try to get too specific, you almost need a really incredibly talented designer to actually work with Midjourney art to make it into the thing that you want. Because sometimes it'll produce something really insane.
That's funny.
Like campaign imagery.
What do you think of like perfumers using AI, or when brands say this is like AI skincare?
Well, to test out molecules and things like that.
Oh, like what are they doing? How is AI helping?
A perfumer, instead of like, I have to create a Lily of the Valley Accord, they'll run it through the AI so they can find the molecules without having to do all that work. It's an artist's tool.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. That's like asking someone 100 years ago if Google would bother them rather than going to the library and looking it up by hand.
I don't understand what AI is. Number one, I mean, I do, but I also don't. Like, AI is only as smart as the things that
you didn't listen to our podcast last week.
A few guys like in Seattle have fed it. It doesn't know everything. It only knows the things that a few, probably white straight guys, if we're being honest, have like put into
you personified it.
That's one of the big controversies around AI.
That's why they're shitty at Eyewitness Beauty merch.
Yeah, and there was a big discussion on Reddit around when you type in, they're given, because there's a whole Reddit like Midjourney prompts where people help each other like author the best prompts to get the best results. And there's been a lot of discussion on what Midjourney thinks is a beautiful woman. They all look the same.
Oh
They all look like Daenerys Targaryen from, and it's obviously there's white nerdy guys, inventing or like that are planting the seed for AI to learn from. And that's why they all look like.
The thing I do like about AI or anything like this, where it kind of gives the power to the brand or to the person trying to create something, is it does level a certain amount of the playing field. I think I'm always, whenever I've started a company, it's such a privilege because we've raised money from outside investors to be able to have a good campaign photo shoot. If you have to have a model, if you have to have 2 models, and in 2024, you have to have all different color models, all different size models. You have to be and want to be entirely inclusive in your visuals. But
what are you supposed to do? Hire diverse people? Can't do that. Let's just make them up online.
No, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying it's financially like if you think about, okay, a model, let's say every model, let's average it, is $3,000 per model per day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you need multiple hair and makeup people who could be $1,500 each a day. So that's $6,000 per model per that all of a sudden. And then we need 5 models. And then that's a 3-day shoot.
This is going back to Jess's hot take where it's like people are so quick to judge that brands feel this pressure to be like, okay, all of our campaigns are going to have 8 people that check every box. And so they're probably being pushed to like, maybe there was that campaign I posted on Threads where it was like a indie brand, like one of the French hot girl brands that did an AI campaign. And they did have like a racially ambiguous model. I don't know. I was like, what? I don't know. This feels like morally wrong for some reason, like the founder is not that. The founder is just like a white girl, so it's like.
But I kind of understand the impulse.
The principle of democratizing.
Yeah. And that you want people to be able to feel seen in what you're creating and to feel included and invited. But at the same time,
the spirit is good.
The dollar amounts to make that happen for like a tiny brand.
Oh my God.
Is crazy.
The plus side, so the anti-hot take to Annie's hot take is that it can help democratize visuals.
Yes.
Or you can cast your campaigns by spending all of your money on models that are diverse and have an employee be the basic white girl in all your campaigns. And you don't have to spend money on her.
Are we speaking to a particular case study that you know?
Listen, I am very, I love having cool photos of myself. But anyway, it's just a tactic. Just an idea.
That's funny. I worked on a little brand and the employees were the models. Yeah, they all happen to be good looking. And that is a good way to save money. Or you just plug them into Midjourney and digitally repeat
That's
them.
a hot tip for young employees. If you're being asked to model, just maybe if that's not part of your job description, then
don't be taken advantage of. Yeah. I think your hot take makes sense with visuals for sure. I don't know, AI in pharma and AI in medical and all the other uses for it, I gotta applaud, so... But
Midjourney, although AI will make up a study. If Lars Marie from SUP was saying this a few months ago, somebody did a researcher typed into AI, wanted AI to do an equation for them, and it came back with the wrong answer. And the researcher knew the right answer. He was testing it.
Oh, this was like ChatGPT.
Yeah, and then he asked it, "How did you get to this answer?" And then it cited a journal
that was made up.
It made everything up.
Ghost in the Machine.
It was the Journal of Medical Studies.
No, there was a lawyer who put in a brief and then it was citing cases that weren't real. And of course, they were fined and everything.
So what we've learned is we need to pump the brakes on AI. It only knows a few things. Think about how many things you could have fed into it. It's a baby. It's a baby.
Yeah.
It's a baby. It's a little baby.
We'll see how this goes. When we have our 12-month check-in to see how Pleasing is doing, we'll see how AI is doing as well. Mm-hmm. I think this leads to me. Mine's probably going to be pretty controversial. Going to go a little wellness on this. I feel like throughout my entire career as a beauty editor, if I hear one more person get really excited about water, and I go to dinners with people and they're just like, you just got to hydrate.
So smug. They're so smug, these water drinkers.
I am so...
They love their water.
Why do they love their water so much? It's
think they're
the
better
cool
than us.
Girl answer to everything, every model you've ever interviewed. And then to top it all off, this is where I get up on my little rant. What's up with the Stanley cups?
Oh.
Well, that's another take.
This might be me aging myself, and I understand a status.
Careful.
No, I understand a status item in fashion.
Jen, I don't know if you want to go here with Stanley cups.
I'm going here. I'm going. Are they going to come for me? I don't know. But yeah, I understand a status jewelry, status fashion, status beauty. The status water cup is not a thing I saw coming. I'm sorry. And I've been reading about kids getting bullied because they have the Walmart version of it. And he does not know what I speak.
Can I ask a question about Stanley Cups? This is also called like educate a millennial this hour we're spending together. Okay, so I know that
we should have like a frame around this. Educate, like a little like a branded thing. Educate a millennial.
I know that there are those like gallon water bottles that say like, keep on going, you're doing great.
Motivational water bottle.
To get you to drink the dumb number that you don't really need, but go on.
Correct.
Yes.
So I know that exists. A Stanley water bottle, to me, doesn't look like it fits nearly enough water to make a gallon.
The handle takes up half of the volume that you would be filling it with water.
And then it fits in like the drink holder.
Oh, is that a
so like the
point?
bottom is like small again. So anyway, my question is like how many times do you have to go through a Stanley? And like is it really any like,
to reach this mythical number of ounces?
Like is it actually is it just a water bottle? Or is it big, containing more like enough water to get you halfway to your goal?
I like that you're trying to apply logic to this.
Yeah, like
purely
I was like, why is he
trends.
asking these questions? Like, who's he expecting answers from? Like somebody on this like screen?
No one here has
a
Stanley?
No, they're for kids.
How much is a Stanley?
They're like $45 or something.
I'm looking right now. They're $45, and I'm going to tell you because you want to know how many ounces. And by the way, this is the thing has been debunked about that you need 64 ounces of water a day. Doctors will tell you that's not true. You drink when you're thirsty and you're fine.
Last time I drank water was like 4 weeks ago.
They have sizes. They have sizes. But like, it looks like the cool one is the 40-ounce one because that was
Jen, you have to look this up because I looked this up the other day because I was reading the Stanley article in New York Mag. There was a link to like, there's even accessories that hold snacks. Look up Stanley, like snack holder.
It's like a sidecar for your Stanley.
You're going to die. You're going to die. I thought this was like a spoof.
No.
It's like a
it
lazy
sits on top.
It looks like something that holds like pet treats or something. And they show grown adults with a Stanley. First of all, if you're a grown adult with a Stanley, like, tell me everything, okay? Then, if you already have a $45 water bottle.
You're drinking the straw through it, and then there's your crackers and your cheese and all these things around it. Like
the
your little
size
girl
of a
dinner
Frisbee. Yeah, and then you could have snacks on the side.
That is
I don't
so
understand.
wild.
I live such a different life.
I'm just realizing how rich my friend Claire is.
Because of how many Stanleys
Because
she has?
I went to her family's lake house. There's no styrofoam cups. You know, it's a lake house, so it's like casual. Take it to the lake. They had branded Stanleys. They had family Stanleys. And they had whole cabinets of Stanley insulated cups. That's all we did all weekend was we put special ice in the Stanley.
I mean, why do you need? I don't know why anyone needs an insulated cup. Like, can you just
if you're
have
going?
a cup?
Well, if you're going kayaking on the lake,
I guess
it's a lake house.
Nice.
I at the time I thought it made sense. I was like, this is a perfect use case.
I guess like a sporting thing.
Did Stanley come up at the same time as the like sort of making your daily water trend on TikTok, where it's these people who may or may not
the special
have like
ice
complicated relationships with food, where they're like, okay, like come make my drink with me. This one I call unicorn piss, and it's like I add in like 0 calorie high C this one, and then I add Crystal Light this one, and they like have the ice like makers where and it's just like this disgusting fake sugar concoction, and they're like, I've lost 55 pounds on this.
I don't know enough about that trend to speak to that, but that sounds plausible. But I also know there's like 10-year-olds and 30-year-olds who are into this. Like,
and
I don't know.
Only putting water in it?
Really, yeah, they're bringing it to school. I wasn't allowed to have a drink in school.
Yeah, did something happen with schools to where they're making kids bring water bottles with them?
Is
that like
have
on
a
the
cell
list
phone.
of things?
I mean, there weren't cell phones, but I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have water. You just had yourself.
We just had a carrier pigeon, and if you lost that carrier pigeon freshman year, you didn't have any way to contact anyone for the rest until you graduated high school.
I didn't have anything.
Yeah, Capri Sun in my world. I don't know. But now kids aren't, I think in a very privileged class of kids, the parents like freak out if you bring out juice. Like I had juice and one of the parents was like, juice, because it's too much sugar and the kids should just have water.
I went on a preschool tour and they said they don't allow juice.
Stop, really?
In the school. They don't allow you to send your kid with
juice. This goes
juice
back
to
to my
school.
hot take. Why is everybody obsessed?
Not even an honest juice.
Not even an honest juice.
Nick's kids are going to be guzzling Diet Coke at preschool.
Really?
Yep.
What's their thinking on that?
I think that it's not good for kids. It causes like a sugar crash, and
Is milk allowed?
I think so. But like if you're putting milk in your kid's thermos and sending them to school for the day, that's a philosophy that I can't get behind.
Milk in a Stanley. 40 ounces of milk. Sitting in your car cup holder. Oh. Wait, so my hot take wasn't even hot. Everybody's in agreement with me. I like this. This is good.
No, it's like, just drink your water in peace. You don't have to tell people about it. You don't have to flaunt it.
Side note, did you guys see this thing on TikTok about the girl was talking about her old roommate who is a quote unquote very well-known Sports Illustrated model, or Victoria's Secret model, and was like sort of spilling the tea about her crazy habits while they were living together as roommates. And when you said the water thing, all I think about is the articles that probably every single person on this Zoom was required to write at some point during our journalism careers, which is like, in prepping for the Victoria's Secret fashion show, Candace Swanepoel just drinks a lot more water.
Uh-huh. I like, though, how they used to be honest about eating disorders. Remember, they were like, Beyonce only drank cayenne pepper lemon water for 6 months leading up until, everybody was like, whoa, where do I buy it?
Wait, Annie, I remember I used to love Us Weekly. Like, I used to love buying it. Like, like full price, yeah.
You're a red-blooded human.
Yeah, exactly. And I would buy it, and they would always have the different diets, like in the back, and it'd be like the Jessica Simpson, Jennifer Aniston, like Jennifer Aniston, the same salad forever and ever, like chickpeas, blah, 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 blah. Jennifer Aniston, like boiled chicken, blah, blah, blah. And like they would give you basically a prescription to everyone's, I'll just say, specific ways of eating. No one questioned this. I do remember, and I will always love this, Amanda Seyfried, she was very honest, and I think she still is in her interviews. She was like, I'm always hungry. I'm always hungry. And Julianne Moore, too.
Major Academy Award snub.
Did she not get, I didn't see, did she not get nominated?
I don't think that movie got nominated for anything. Oh, no, did it get screenplay?
Supporting actor even? He was amazing, the dad.
He didn't get it? That hot man?
Nope.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interject.
No, that was an important interjection. Yeah, they were honest, but they were the anomaly where now I think it's flipped. Imagine doing a story like that now. It would be like so strange.
Do you guys keep up with New York influencers? They're not served to me on my phone.
No. Give me a New York influencer. Like, who are you thinking about?
Like Dairy Boy, Connecticut lady?
Yes, Dairy Boy.
VIP girlies?
No, I don't keep up with them.
It's crazy to see. I mean, I know we've beat a dead horse. We should just I should make a rule like no more Ozempic talk. But it is crazy to see the amount of weight these people have dropped. Like, it's scary. And I don't want to call out any particular person and anybody that we just mentioned. I'm not talking about.
You can call me out.
No, not.
I lost 50 pounds on Ozempic.
No, but you're not. I'm not like worried about you. Like when I see these.
Did you say 50 or 15?
50.
I think he's lying. I don't think he had 50 pounds to lose. I saw him
did.
Before, during, and after.
You lost 50 pounds, 50? Is he kidding or no?
No. I basically gained 45 to 50 pounds during the pandemic from just like eating and drinking.
These influencers didn't have that weight to lose, and they're like very thin. So like, I guess I get it now. When people were saying like, oh, heroin chic is back and this is a huge problem, blah, blah, blah. And they're mainly talking about the Kardashians. I'm like, they're still, listen, they can get as skinny as they can possibly get and they'll still be curvy. But I don't know, maybe I'm going to get in trouble for all this. But when I see like women that are not shaped like that are now like going into the heroin chic space, it is like very, very insane to watch.
Hot take, body positivity is over.
But I feel like what you were saying too was like we would never as journalists ever be able to report on like someone's diet as something enviable. But yet, even though we're all sort of like magazines aren't doing these articles and trying to be body positive, here we are again. It's still, how skinny can you get?
Well, I think as journalists, and I'm not a journalist in the same way anymore, but now on Fat Mascara, I would never dare be like, tell me, how'd you lose the weight? Or, so, okay, it's 3 pieces of boiled chicken. Okay, like, it's the tone is different. The attitude, the responsibility for any kind of respectable, I think, journalist is different. I would never be shooting food from above like that next to a picture of the smiling, like very emaciated face. It's so different, but I understand what you're saying, Annie. You think that it's not gone away.
No, now we're just like burying the lead. Now we're just like,
right.
We're just showing these insanely emaciated bodies and they're all going to Aloe to work out. But it's like, guys.
No, I agree with you. I don't know exactly who you're talking about, but I know that it's not like, okay, we solved it.
No. And maybe they didn't get that way through Ozempic, but they do have eating disorders.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say this because I have eating disorders. So nobody gets to come. No, that's not a sad thing. It's a gallows humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like freaky to watch how prevalent it is again. Because we had a good stretch of like body positivity for a while, but
we did. Do you think it'll come back?
As soon as somebody finds a way to profit off of it, yes.
Ooh, hot. Now we got a hot take.
Huh. I want to think on that.
We can bring the heat.
Let's take a little break and then we'll get back into things, okay?
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Hey fam, this episode of Fat Mascara is proudly brought to you by LolaVie, the award-winning hair care line founded by the fabulous Jennifer Aniston. You know who she is, you know her hair, you actually know this line because we've talked about it before.
The first time I tried LolaVie, I was like, okay, celebrity line. Let's see how you get on with it. This is one of the best hair products I've ever tried in my life. It's the LolaVie Glossing Detangler. It gets through my thick, long hair, and you cannot underestimate the actual vehicle in which it's packaged in. It gives you the perfect amount of spray. It's not like, it's...
It is such a good product. I totally agree. And great ingredients. Everything in the LolaVie line is made from naturally derived plant-based goodness. You're not going to get silicones here if that bothers you. Sulfates, parabens, gluten, none of that. And of course, it's cruelty-free and vegan. Their in-shower trio of the LolaVie Restorative Shampoo and Conditioner plus the LolaVie Intensive Repair Treatment is going to turn your shower experience into a spa-like retreat. Then you hit it with the lightweight hair oil or the glossing detangler that Jess was talking about, and you're going to have, I don't know, Jennifer Aniston-worthy hair, if that's your thing.
Unlock Jennifer Aniston approved hair at LolaVie.com. As our loyal listeners, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use the code Mascara at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LolaVie.com. That's spelled LOLAVIE.com with promo code Mascara.
Please note you can only use one promo code per order and discounts cannot be combined. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
Okay, well, this is a segment that Andy and I came up with, and as the Jew, between the two of us, I'll take credit and responsibility for the joke that is in poor taste, which is Paula's choice. So sort of like Sophie's choice, but the stakes aren't as high, and it's a difficult. It's call it like a very difficult decision between two options.
Okay,
that you love dearly.
Sure,
that you love dearly.
I want Paula Bagun to come on right now and do.
We've played it with Paula herself. I don't know how funny she thought it was.
She's a riot.
But this is a beauty version called Paula's Choice, and it starts now. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to start with sort of the easiest one for you guys, but maybe not. Mascara or lipstick?
We each answer?
Yeah.
Mascara.
Like you would get rid of it or you would keep it? That's your choice?
It's the thing
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also keeping mascara.
Not your red lip.
I know it's pretty much my thing, a red lip too, but I just feel like I look more awake and refreshed, and I could just put some pleasing big balm on my lips instead. It's fine.
Retinol or Beccucciol?
Paula don't want neither over here. I pass on both. Thank you very much.
I think either is fine. I'm not like super crazy about either. It's like whatever.
I like to get personal with these.
Okay.
So I have one. I don't want to pick on you, Jess, but I did go through your Instagram. Official Ryomi broth, face broth, or French vanilla cappuccino from Wawa.
I was like, I don't think we carry a French vanilla skincare product. Damn. God. Okay, now this is hard. This is really hard, guys.
Broth.
Damn, that must be a good cappuccino.
It's really, I mean, listen, I just met Riom. I've been hanging with Wawa since I was a baby. I love you, Joanna, but I gotta hang with Wawa. Wawa's seen me through some tough days.
Whoa, I was not expecting that answer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right.
Love you, Joanna. You're right behind me, right behind the Wawa.
Okay, REM Beauty or House Labs?
As a person,
Yeah.
as a fan, I much prefer Lady Gaga.
He's not asking Ariana or Stephanie. I think that's
Do
a real
not
name.
put words in my mouth. I'm asking you to separate the artist from the art. Yes.
Sometimes we have to do that. It's very painful, isn't it? It's very painful. I like the way REM Beauty looks better, but it's more difficult for me because I really like Lady Gaga.
Okay, but REM Beauty.
This is truly the spirit of Sophie's choice.
Mm-hmm. No, Paula's choice.
Sorry, Paula.
Whoops. I was going to keep House because so many makeup artists have told me that they really, really like those foundations. And
people love those formulas.
And I have not gotten my hands on one yet, but I've been wanting to try it for that very reason. I do, but REM is literally down there. I have one of her lip products. So, but I'm going with House. I'm going with House.
Also, here's the other thing.
Jess hates this game.
I fucking hate it. Okay, so have you heard about how, I'm sure you have because you guys are both in beauty. I feel like House Labs, like, it's not had its day.
It had multiple days to get its shit together. It launched on Amazon. It rebranded. Then it went into Sephora.
I just feel like I want to see it.
You want more from it.
Yeah. It could be amazing.
I think she needs to wrap herself up in a literal cocoon and metamorphosize because I don't need to be seeing her in any drug commercials, stomping on her piano, telling me about migraines.
That commercial might be a Mid-Journey creation.
We're ready for her next act.
I want Bradley to go over and be like, darling, I will cast you in my next film, but...
Okay, Baccarat Rouge or Santal 33?
What year is it? It's right? It's current.
2024, year of our Lord.
I'm going to choose Santal because if I'm in a club in New York again and I have to be surrounded by something, I'll make it be Santal instead of the sweet, sweet fumes of Baccarat Rouge. Jess, go ahead.
You guys really know how to mess a girl up, don't you? I think I'm going to go with Baccarat. I like its complexity.
Okay, and then our final one. And I've just been wanting to compare these two people because they're like all my For You pages about. Gypsy Rose or Natalia Grace?
This is getting really dark, Nick.
We're nothing. No.
Nick, I think you got confused in what game we're playing. We're playing Paula's Choice.
Which narrative, which story are we choosing to
This is a bad one for you to end on because I don't really know what you're talking about.
Well, Gypsy killed her mom.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's a group chat that I'm in, and they're talking about
darkest
Gypsy
person
Rose,
that's ever existed.
And I'm not paying attention to what they're talking about because I don't know what they're talking about.
It's like it's true crime world.
Gypsy Rose was the one who just got paroled, and she helped her boyfriend kill her mom, who was doing Munchausen's by proxy on her. Natalia Grace was a
This is too
orphan.
fucked up. No,
okay,
please
anyway,
stop.
I have one more because we can't end on that.
Was she
note.
the best?
End on that note.
We cannot end on that note. Colored contacts or lip filler?
I have to keep one?
We're keeping one.
Wait, are you insinuating that I have them?
No, I'm just saying that if you could only have one of them.
I would have a little bit of baby lip filler. Little baby bit.
I too will keep the lip filler. I feel like I'm going to go there someday. And so I want it to be available to me when I'm ready.
Are people really attached to color contacts?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a huge thing. Yeah. I mean, like someone that I know who's not weird yesterday was wearing it.
No, I had them in 2006.
Yeah. Me too.
What color were yours? You have beautiful green eyes. What were you making them?
Oh my God, Jen.
You went violet, didn't you? Purple.
No, I wanted to like make them pop with this like weird aqua overlay. And then my ex-boyfriend saw me in the park and he was like, "Are you wearing colored contacts?" And I was like, "No."
I'm just hoping that the like technology gets good enough that you can't tell, because right now you can still really tell. But I actually think that
in the light you can see.
But much more widely used. I think all the Kardashians use them on the show.
Oh my God.
There's specialized ones for the iris ring. So that just darkens I forget what the name of that part of the eye is. But like, so your eye color doesn't change. But if you're.
That's the one I had.
Yeah.
Like, it was like very subtle.
Because that's supposed to be a sign of beauty when you have a very dark ring around your iris. If you look at beautiful eyes, you'll see. Like my boss had these beautiful blue-green eyes and had a dark ring. And like people pay for that. You're like you said.
Oh, Erin?
I'm going to go with the lip filler.
Yeah, Erin?
Remember she told me once what it was called. I forget the name of it.
Beautiful.
Anyway. All right, lip filler.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for having us on your game. We have a game for you. It's not really a game. It's our Fat Mascara 5, which we do with all of our guests. First thing that comes to mind, Nick, you can go first. First beauty product you ever used.
Cherry chapstick. I would eat
Love
it, so my parents stopped giving it to me.
Annie, what about you?
It was Lip Smackers, like a vanilla scented sparkly gloss.
Oh, you guys are meant to be podcast partners. Okay, no cheating. What's the last thing you purchased today? Or maybe it was yesterday, but.
A coffee.
Fishwife.
What did you?
I always get a coffee. Yeah, that's like my one human interaction I have per day.
No, I said Fly by Jing and Fishwife have a smoked salmon, chili crisp, tinned fish collaboration. That is incredible.
That was the last thing you bought. You're not just
today.
Flexing with us on how cool you are. Oh my gosh. Okay. This goes to that as well. What's your favorite snack?
I can't have them in my apartment because I will eat an entire bag, but there's a grocery chain in Texas called H-E-B, and they make fresh tortillas at the stores, and they sell them. If you go at the right time of day, you go and you can buy like a piping hot pile of tortillas. And I just like you get the butter kind. You take them home and they're like soft and warm, and you roll them up and you just like can eat a whole bag. Delicious.
I would say any tortilla chip.
Oh. Wow,
you guys are so complimentary. I'm loving how
so sweet.
Yeah, it's real sweet. Okay, optimal temperature for beauty sleep.
Is that a real question? Because I just bought the 8 Sleep.
No,
that like $2,500 cooling system.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how our Patreon account got depleted?
No, I spent my own money on it. Don't think I didn't try to email the PR and ask for a free one. He was like, sorry.
This beauty collab brought to you by... No. Okay, so what temperature do you set this thing to?
So I realized that as cold as I thought I wanted it, I actually can't handle it. It's like... it's so cold. And it's more just like... It feels almost like stinging because your like back is just cold.
Oh my God.
So it turns out that I'm probably like a 69 or 70 degree person.
Oh, okay. But you were trying to save energy by getting this thing, so you don't have to put the air conditioning on to that number, I imagine.
Yes. And I was just like waking up like
yeah, Nick was
sweaty.
trying to save energy.
Totally, that's it.
That is 100% it. I'm going to actually record that and tell my husband that. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so like a 69. And Annie, your optimal temperature?
A little bit cooler than that, but I can't. I've tried colder and it's disruptive. But I like having a warm body next to me where I can like touch my leg to there.
So like a 65 with a 98 degree person next to you.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's cold. Way too cold. Oh my God.
All right. Last question. I was going to ask you guys who would play you in a movie, but I've already heard you two talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to go with, if you wrote a memoir and someone had to do the audiobook, what actor's voice would you like?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson? Do you want to expand on that, Nick?
Oh, no. No. I just think, Taken, iconic voice.
One of the worst movies of all time. I watched that for the first time the other day and I was like, is this a joke? Like, is this a joke?
It's actually
version of Taken?
universally like beloved kind of like a pulp.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I want him in my life whenever anything goes wrong, I want Liam to come on the line and be like, here's what you're going to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent choice.
Nick has a very special set of skills.
That's totally fine that you have that daddy savior fetish, but like it doesn't make that movie a good movie. I will say Liam Neeson, listen, what's the movie where he plays the good Nazi?
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. Schindler. Oh my God. Never seen a hotter, like...
Nazi.
No, I did not say that. Historical figure. And then I imprinted myself on Oscar Schindler, and who's not a hot guy. But I was like, after Liam Neeson played him, I like am weirdly attracted to Oscar Schindler, who's not hot.
So he has the daddy, and you have the hero complex.
I have a tall hero complex. Well, mine is more from a marketing perspective. Is Ginny from Blackpink or Devin Lee Carlson? Just because I know everybody will listen.
Smart.
You're right. You're just trying to get some organic.
I want
marketing.
their audience. Yeah.
Wait, so you're not a Blackpink super fan. It's just that you know that you will get half the world
Clicks.
to.
Correct. Yes.
Smart girl. Smart girl.
I don't even know what they do. Are they like a dance troupe? Do they do song?
They sing and they dance.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So authentic to your voice, Annie.
I love their following.
Nick, Annie, Jess, this has been super fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for the collab.
This was great.
This was fun.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us, or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Razor One product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.